Hello, today's practice is going to be a yoga conditioning session, a great way to build up strength and flexibility for your yoga practice. Enjoy. Let's start on your hands and knees. We'll just go through some mobility to warm up the body. So let's work through some cat-cows. Breathing in as you flex the spine, lifting the tailbone up, lifting the chin, and exhale as you round. Okay, we're going to work through 10 of these, nice and controlled. Connecting with the breath, inhale as you lower, exhale as you push. Good, and if you've been sat down today, this will help loosen off the lower back, the shoulders. Get as much movement in as you can. And then on your next exhale, let's bring it back into your child pose. So bringing the hips back, lengthen out the arms. We can rock it side to side through the hips, getting a nice stretch through the back of the body. And you can come back to this pose at any point during the practice. So from here, we're going to open up the shoulders and start waking up the core muscles. So inhale as we find all fours. We're going to tuck the toes and hover the knees. So the knees are just going to come off of the mat just an inch. Stay strong in the shoulders. You're pressing up through the fingertips and we're keeping the spine neutral. Here you're waking up the core, the quads and the shoulders. On your next exhale, let's lift the hips and find your down dog. Opening up the shoulders, let's walk through your legs. Taking some gentle steps as we warm up the knees, the hips and the ankles. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Keep length in the spine. And on your next inhale, we're going to find your high plank. Keeping the arms strong as we bring the shoulders over the wrists. Feel the core muscles engage. Find that posterior tilt. And on your next exhale, let's lower the knees and bring the hips back into your child pose. Relax the head. Rock it side to side. We're going to work through this 3 more times. Inhale as we come up to all fours. Tuck the toes, hover the knees for 10 seconds. Again, feeling the core muscles engage. The thighs muscles begin to wake up. On your next exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Arms are strong, hips are high. Open up the shoulders. From here, on your next inhale, find your high plank. Engage the core muscles. Really push up through your fingertips. And on your next exhale, lower the knees and bring it back to your child pose. Rocking it side to side. We've got 2 more rounds. In your high plank, we are going to lift one leg, but stay in high plank if you need to. Inhale as we come forwards. Again, find that tabletop. Hover the knees. Stay strong in the arms. Keep the hips square. And on your next exhale, let's lift the hips. Find your down dog. Hips are high. Find a neutral spine. On your next inhale, let's bring it into your high plank. Squeeze and hold. Try and lift your right leg just an inch off the mat. Keep this position for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees and bring it back to your child pose. Working through this just 1 more time. You should feel the shoulders, the abs and the glutes really wake up here. Inhale as we come back up to all fours. Tuck the toes, hover the knees. Keep in this position nice and strong. Last one. And exhale as we lift the hips, downward facing dog. Shoulders away from the ears, nice neutral spine. Inhale as we find your high plank. Engage the core muscles. Let's lift your left leg. Keep the hips square for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower the knees. Bring it back into your child pose. Relax the head. Rocking it side to side. We're going to add a bit of movement now into the spine as we come back up to all fours. Let's work through 8 thread the needles. So reaching up with your right arm. Nice big twist. Exhale as we bring it all the way through. Inhale as you bring it out. Nice big twist. Exhale as we reach through. Good work. Let's do 4 more. Stand nice and strong through that left hand. Keeping the hips high. And on your next exhale, bring it back to all fours. Going straight into the other side. Big reach up with that left arm. Exhale as we twist it through. Last one. And bring it back to center. Okay, keeping a neutral spine. Let's tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. And let's walk the feet all the way into the hands, finding your first forward fold. Giving the arms a little shake. Relax the head and bend into the knees here as much as you need to. In your own time, drop the arms and slowly roll up through your spine, leaving the head last. We're going to work through 3 forward folds. Big breath in as we reach the arms up. Exhale as we forward fold. Relax the head. Release off some tension as we slowly roll up through your spine. 2 more. Inhale as we take a big breath in. Reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Shaking out the arms. Slowly roll up through your spine. 1 more. Big breath in as we reach up. Exhale as we find your forward fold. We're going to ground the hands, step straight into your high plank. Engage the core muscles. From here, lower the knees. Keep the tailbone tucked, so we're in a nice strong low plank. Inhale as we bend into the arms. Come all the way down. Take the hands off and push back up. Mini press up. We've got 2 more. Inhale as we lower, keeping the core muscles engaged, nice and slow. Exhale as we push. Last one. So we're getting full range. We're going all the way down to the floor. Take the hands off and then push, bringing the hips with you. From here, bring the hips back and find your child pose. Relax the head, rocking the hips side to side. Exercise 2, we're going to go into a forearm plank. So measuring up here, you want to make sure the forearms are in line with each other. So measuring with your hands, spread the hands in line with your forearms. Imagine you're squeezing the elbows towards each other when you hold your plank. Tuck the tailbone, lift the legs, and let's find your low plank. We're going to hold it here for 5 breaths. Keep pushing up through the upper back, tuck the tailbone. And lower the knees if you need to. You're halfway. Keep holding for 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees. Ground the hands in line with the shoulders as we tuck the toes and come straight into your downward facing dog. Hips are high. From here, inhale as we reach up with the right leg, 3-legged dog. We're going to step this leg all the way through in between the hands. And find your high lunge. Nice and strong in the legs. Exhale as we control the arms up. And for the first one, let's bring the hands onto the hips. Make sure you've got a nice balance. The hips are square. Inhale as we bend into both knees. Exhale as we push all the way up to the top. Staying on that back toe. We're going to push and pull through your lunge for 10 repetitions. Inhale as you lower, exhale as you push. This exercise strengthens your legs, all the muscles around the ankles, knees and hips. You should be feeling a nice stretch as well. Really good. I think we got 3 more. Inhale as we lower, exhale as we push. Last 2. And find your high lunge. So in between those 2 positions we were aiming for. Inhale as we reach the arms up. Exhale as we ground the hands either side of this front foot. From here, we're going to lower the back knee. Take a big breath in as we lift and lengthen through the spine. And exhale as we slowly rock the hips back. Get a nice stretch through the back of that front leg. Hold in for 3 deep breaths. You can bring the toes towards you. You can keep that front knee soft if you like. Just feel some tension release through the back of the hips. From here, bring it back to your low lunge. Ground the hands. We're going to bring this front foot all the way back so we come back to that all fours position. We're going to come into one side plank now. So lowering your left elbow. We're going to the left side first. The elbow comes in line with the hand, and we're going to rotate the body all the way onto the side. So level 1, you can lower the bottom knee. Level 2, lengthen out both legs. You can bring the front leg in front, top leg in front. Level 3, you go on top of the bottom leg. Level 4, you lift. Hold in for 10 more seconds. Really good. Keep lifting the hips for 3, 2, 1, and slowly lower. Really nice. Bringing the body all the way around now onto the front. Relax the head, relax the hips for 5 breaths in this rested position. Allowing the shoulders, maybe rock side to side through the hips if that feels good. And on your next exhale, let's bring the chest up. So we're going to finish the round with one back extension. We'll start with the elbows in a W position. So the arms are in a W shape. Squeeze the elbows close to the body. So the shoulder blades are squeezing together. From here, lift the chest as high as you can, keeping the head in line with the spine. Lifting up as high as you can for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the chest down. Hands under the shoulders. Tuck the tailbone as we push up onto your knees. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Hold in for 3 breaths. And on your next exhale, let's walk the feet all the way up towards the hands. Rolling up through the spine, bringing the body up to standing, working through the other side now. Inhale as we reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, ground in the hands, step into your high plank. From here, lower the knees if you need to. We got 3 push-ups. Inhale as you lower, all the way down. Exhale as you push. Inhale as you lower, exhale, push. Last one. And lower the knees, bringing the hips back into your child pose, relaxing the head and rocking the hips if you like. Reconnecting with the breath. So the next exercise was your forearm plank. If anyone would like to try dolphin, it's a little bit more advanced. So you set up exactly the same. Find your forearm plank if you would like to hold that same shape. If you would like to try dolphin, walk the feet up towards the hands. Keep pushing the head away from the floor. Wherever you are, keep the core engaged for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees, really good. Ground the hands, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. From here, inhale as we lift your left leg up, 3-legged dog, and bring that leg all the way through, high lunge. Inhale as we slowly come on up. Again, let's hold on to the hips here. 10 lunges. Inhale as you lower, exhale as we push. For 1. All the way down, all the way up. We're working balance, coordination, and strength through this one. We're halfway. Last 2. Nice and controlled on the way down. Last 1. And then find your high lunge. Reaching up with the arms as we inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Lowering your back knee down. Control that foot as we untuck the toes. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, let's rock it back. Relax the head. Bringing the toes towards you for 3 breaths. And from here, slowly come on out. Let's step that front foot back, find in all fours, and we're going to make our way onto the other arm for your side plank. So I got my right arm, making sure the hand's in line with the elbow. Again, find your position with the feet. Let's lift the hips. Maybe lift that top leg for 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good work. Coming all the way round onto the front of the body. Again, rock side to side through the hips, and let's have 30 seconds of rest. Untucking the toes and reconnecting with the breath. From here, finishing the round with a nice back extension. You can either repeat that W shape or make it harder by reaching the arms above the head. Let's lift the legs this time so the arms and legs are lifted. Keep holding for 5, nice and high, 3, 2, 1. Lower the hands, tuck the tailbone, find your mini press up. Let's tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. And then from here, walk the feet all the way back up towards your hands. Relax the head, bend into the knees, and we'll hold on to the elbows, just rock it side to side. And then dropping the arms, let's slowly roll up through your spine. Okay, so we're halfway through. That was one flow. We done it left, we done it right. Now we're going to work through another flow, left, right. So grounding the feet, inhale as we reach the arms up. The hands come in line with the shoulders. We're going to keep them up as we bend into the knees and find your chair pose. We're going to hold this chair pose for 10 seconds, keeping a neutral spine. Bend into the knees. Maybe drop a little bit deeper. And on your next exhale, let's forward fold. Ground the hands, step into your high plank and hold. Lower the knees if you need to. We've got 10 shoulder taps. Nice and controlled. Opposite hand, reach and taps the opposite shoulder. Eight, 9, 10. Lower the knees down. Untuck the toes and let's bring it back into your child pose. Rocking it side to side if you like. From here, inhale and bring the body back up to all fours. Okay, we're going to do a set of bird dogs on each side. Inhale as we lift up with your left leg. The foot comes in line with the hip. Reaching up with your right arm. Hand comes in line with the shoulder. We're going to keep holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower. Straight into the other side. Reach and extend with that right leg. Reach up with that left arm. Hand in line with the shoulder. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips. Downward facing dog. So for your leg exercise, we're going to inhale as we lift up your right leg, three-legged dog. Bring that leg all the way through, high lunge. Inhale as we reach the arms up. Okay, so we're back into that high lunge. We're going to find the hands onto the hips again and work through 6 single leg RDLs or warrior 3 in yoga. So we transfer the weight onto this front leg. Lift that back leg up, warrior 3. Keep the balance, use a wall if you need to. From here, pendulum that back leg all the way through. Lift the knee higher than the hip and engage the glute on this right leg. Inhale as we reverse, coming straight back. Soften the knee on that right leg. And we've got 6 reps here. Keeping the balance and control. Working your glutes, hamstrings, your core muscles. I think we've got last 2 reps. Keep that control. And when you've worked through six reps, shake out the legs. Get ready for round 2 on the other side. Inhale as we bend into the knees. Find your chair pose, 10 seconds. Extend through the hands, shoulders away from the ears, and keep the head in line with the spine. Exhale as we forward fold. Step into your high plank. 10 shoulder taps, keeping the hips square. Good work. Lower the knees, child pose. From here, inhale as we find all fours. Left leg up, bird dog. Reach and extend. Right arm lifts, 10-second hold. Keep it there for 3, 2, 1. Change sides. Right leg lifts, left arm. Keep that balance. 3, 2, 1, and lower. Tucking the toes. Lift the hips. Let's find your downward facing dog. From here, inhale as we reach up with your left leg. Bring it all the way through, high lunge. Inhale as we come up. We've got 6 warrior 3s on this side. Hands find the hips. Let's transfer the weight. Take your time. Keeping that control, you're doing really well. Last one. And shake out the legs, good work. Have a little breather. We're going to bend into the knees now and bring the body all the way down onto the back. Relax the head, keep the knees bent as we find a neutral spine, taking a few deep breaths, allowing the shoulders to relax towards the floor. Relax the belly muscles as you feel the lower back just lift off of the mat. Okay, so we're going to work through 4 exercises now. It's going to train up your glutes and your core muscles, and this helps overall strengthen up the area, but it will help sit the pelvis in the correct position day to day, taking any weight off of the lower back if anyone feels any tightness in the lower back. So we can start by just hugging into the knees and just rocking side to side, loosening off the lower back. If you feel like you've got any tension there, feel the legs become really heavy. Just take a little moment, bringing some weight into each side. Good work. And then we're going to lower the feet in line with the hips. So the first exercise is just finding a posterior tilt. So at the moment in a relaxed position, you might feel like your hand can fit underneath your lower back. So we're going to try and pull into a posterior tilt where the lower back pushes down into the floor. So there's no more a gap there. The belly button's being pulled through to the spine, and you should feel some tension in your core muscles. Okay. That's your posterior tilt. We're going to keep this position with the pelvis as we slowly lift the hips off of the mat, peeling the spine up 1 vertebra at a time, finding a glute bridge. Squeeze your glute muscles at the top for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then reverse it down. So 1 vertebra at a time, leaving the tailbone last. We're going to work through 3 more. Find that posterior tilt, lower back on the mat. Lift the hips nice and slow, keeping that neutral spine. There shouldn't be any compression in the lower back. And then exhale as we slowly bring it down. We've got 2 more. Keeping that nice control. Slowly lift all the way up. And exhale as we lower. Last one. Inhale as we lift. And exhale as we control it back down. Taking a few deep breaths, allowing the hips and the belly to relax. We're going to focus on a core exercise now. This one's called dead bugs. So again, finding that posterior tilt first. Lower back presses down into the mat. Now we're going to lift the feet off of the floor. So your legs are at a 90 degree angle. The hands come in line with the shoulders. Keep pushing the lower back down. Okay, so there's tension in the abs, even in this position. From here, we're going to lower one foot down towards the floor and control it back up. You don't need to lengthen out too far. If you're doing it correct, you don't need to straighten the legs out, okay? Just really focus on keeping that tension in the abs. But the further out the legs go, the harder this one is. So go out to your own range. We're going to work through a whole minute here. Okay, we're halfway. Keeping that control. The head and shoulders are still on the mat. Okay, so staying with this dead bugs for 4 more reps. Working for a whole minute in total. 3, 2, 1, and bring the knees back to center. Making any extra stretches here if you like. We're now going to add in a 1-leg glute bridge. So grounding your right foot. We're going to place the left foot on top of the right knee. Flex the foot. And from here, like we do in the other glute bridges, think about tucking the tailbone. Finding a neutral spine as we push. Lift the hips, pressing up through that right heel, and exhale as we bring it back down. We're going to aim for 8 reps. Think 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down for 2. Lift and squeeze, exhale as you lower for 3, 4, 'Good work. 2 more. And let's go straight into the other side. Placing that right foot onto the knee, tuck the tailbone, 8 reps. One side's always going to feel more stable or stronger than the other side. So just go with it. Working one leg helps with imbalances. So just strengthening up. Exhale as you lower. Listening to any sensations. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 reps. Hugging into the knees. Last exercise. We're going to ground the hands in line with the shoulders, palms down. Place cushions under the hands if you need to for support. And we're going to work through 10 repetitions, lowering the knees down to one side. Exhale as you bring the knees back to center. Inhale as you lower. Exhale as you bring the legs back. This works your obliques. It's really good for your spine mobility. If you want to challenge this one, you begin to straighten the legs. Make sure you aim the feet towards the hands. The lower you go, the harder it is to lift back up from. So really challenge it. Breathe in as you lower. Exhale as you lift. Aiming for 10 reps. I think we've got 4 left. And bring it back to center once you're done. Taking a moment here. Okay, and we're just going to repeat through that once more. So bringing the hands either side of you, feet in line with the hips, tuck the tailbone. You should know the exercises now. Inhale as we lift, we got 5 glute bridges. Exhale as we bring it back down for 1. Control it down for 2, 3, 4, And 5. 1 minute dead bugs. Hands in line with the shoulders, feet at a right angle with the knees. Let's go. Keeping the lower back flat. Lengthening out the legs as far as you can. Training up the tummy muscles. You want to imagine you're pulling your lower ribs towards your hips, not arching. You're crunching. Keeping the arms strong. Halfway. Let's do 4 more. And hug into the knees, have a little breather before we go into your 1 leg glute bridges. Beginning with the right foot, crossing the left knee, tuck the tailbone, hands either side of you, 8 reps, squeeze and drop. Seven, last one. Good work. Straight into the other side. Ground the left foot. Let's press through that left heel. Squeeze and lower for 1. 8 reps. Hugging into the knees. We've got your 10 oblique twists to finish. Hands in line with the shoulders. Keep the knees bent if you need to, or lengthen out the legs. Lowering all the way down and exhale as you lift. Keep it going. 9. And rest there. Okay, we'll bring the legs into happy baby for a little stretch to finish. Legs nice and wide, and you can rock it side to side, bending into the knees if you need to. Relax the legs, relax the arms, and take a few deep breaths here. And then when you're ready, let's lengthen out the legs, coming into a neutral pose, giving the shoulders a little shake, maybe rock through the hips. And let's just take 1 minute, grounding the body, releasing off any tension, and giving the body a chance to rest before we go on with our day. You can focus on the breath here, extending your exhalations, slowing down your heart rate. Bringing the body into that rest and digest state. And then in your own time, let's really slowly wake the body back up. Taking some deep breaths in, you can reach the arms above the head. Slowly roll onto one side and use the hands to support you. Lengthening up through the spine, finding a comfortable seat. And we'll just loosen off the shoulders here. So gently bring one ear down, getting a nice stretch through your upper traps. You can use the hand to help. And then from here, bring the head back to center, straight onto the other side. And bringing the head back to center, interlocking the hands, tuck the chin, get a nice stretch through your upper neck. And then slowly bring the head back to neutral. Well done, guys. Thanks for joining in.